On the penultimate day of campaigning before UK votes, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak kicked off his day with a visit to the vast Ocado warehouse in Luton, north of London, watching robots pick items for delivery. Badly lagging in the race to win Britain's election, the Tories, after 14 years, are scrambling to put the house together. These years have been marked by a sluggish economy, declining public services and a series of scandals cornering Rishi Sunak's Conservative Party, an easy target for critics on the left and the right. The poster boy of the Tories have now started to remind voters of the perils of a Labour government as the polls show them miles ahead of him.
I know you're frustrated with me, frustrated with our party. Hasn't been an easy few years for anybody. I get all of that. And in particular, if these polls are right and Labour are in power with a supermajority, you have to think about what that will mean. A government, a Labour government, unchecked. No one to hold them accountable, no one to stand up to them in Parliament, and all of the impact it would have on all of your lives. And I say this to you, if you hand Labour a blank cheque, you will not be able to get it back.
Labour's Sir Keir Starmer, the likely next Prime Minister of Britain, stuck to the same core message, calling for a change of political leadership during a traditional election campaign event at a football ground in Nottinghamshire.
I can hardly believe that 48 hours before an election, the Conservative Party has got nothing possible positive to say as they go into this. I've been arguing throughout this campaign, you'll have heard me many times saying they haven't changed, they're just the same, nothing's going to change. And they're proving it because they are not saying, look, if you vote Tory, vote Conservative on Thursday, these things will happen. They're just in this negative, desperate loop.
Britain, after a decade and a half, seems desperate for a change. The Cotswold area has been a Conservative stronghold for 3 decades. Though the North Cotswold electoral seat is new, the area has been represented by the same Conservative MP for 32 years during multiple boundary changes. Yet, the Liberal Democrats hope for a breakthrough victory here.
This has been a Tory seat forever, for 32 years, longer than I've been alive. And so this is actually quite an exciting election for me because this is the first time that actually Lib Dems might win and actually my vote might count towards something. Because in the past I've felt that way. Even though I have voted, I felt like my vote isn't important because it's always going to be Tory.
I find amongst my friendship group that a lot of people have traditionally been one nation Tories. Without really thinking about it, because that's the way their parents voted, etc., etc. I won't be at all surprised if a lot of them don't vote, or might just hold their nose and vote Lib Dem.
Cotswold is not alone. The mood of the voters strongly indicates a change in leadership reflected in each and every poll conducted so far.
We are here at the iconic Trafalgar Square. There are people, tourists, buskers, all of them, all the fanfare. But no fanfare or carnival-like situation over here in London when it comes to elections. It's so interesting. I've been trying to talk to a lot of tourists over here. None that really wants to come on camera, but they have no idea that maybe in 4 days' time, the Prime Minister of this country could change.
Barely hours away from the polling, business goes on as usual in London, with no banners, posters, flags that accompany the carnival of an election. London's Palace of Westminster stands as the grand prize for the winner of the 4th of July election. With Geeta Mohan in London, Bureau Report, India Today.